This story is from Texas, as told by Henry. Henry was given a task by his company, and here's his story in his own words. I am from California, and I was assigned to organize an event for my company in Texas. Early in the morning at 9 a.m. I got into my car and started the long drive to Texas. It was a tiring journey, and I finally reached Texas the next day at around 6 p.m. Luckily, I had already booked a hotel, so I checked right away, but by the time I settled into my room, it was about 7 o'clock. I was exhausted, so I had a quick dinner and headed straight to the bed. I knew I had a lot of work to do the next day to prepare for the event before sleeping. I quickly checked some emails and then drifted off. However, in the middle of night, I suddenly woke up to a strong scent. It was the overwhelming smell of pearl flowers. The scent was so intense that it startled me awake. I was confused and decided to step out of my room to see if anyone was around. I checked the corridor, but it was completely empty. No one was there. Feeling puzzled, I went back to bed and eventually fell asleep again. The next morning, I got up early and worked hard the entire day, making all the arrangements for the event. Since I had workers helping me, I decided to book another room for them to stay in the night. I thought everything would go smoothly from then on. That evening, I went to bed around 11 p.m. hoping to get a good night's sleep. But once again at exactly 2 a.m., I woke up to the same strong smell of pearl flowers. This time I felt even more unsettling. I got up and totally checked my room, trying to find source of smell, but there was nothing. Frustrated and confused, I stepped outside and knocked the door of the workers' room. I asked them if they noticed the smell, but they had no idea what I was talking about. They had not smelled anything strange. Feeling a bit uneasy, I went back to my room. For some reason, I was drawn to look out through the balcony, and that when I saw her, there standing outside the young woman, probably around 22 or 23 years old. She was dressed like a bride, and she just stood there staring up at me. She greeted me with a high surprised. I hesitated, but then replied yes. He looked at me and said I have never seen you before. I explained that because I'm not from here, I'm just visiting for work. She smiled and said okay, but I would like you to come here every day. At that point I was confused and a little uneasy. Our conversation, which had started normally, began to take a strange turn. She said something that sent a chill down my spine. I want to come up and see you. I asked why. She responded calmly, because I want to see you up close. I visited your room last night. I was shocked then. The idea that she had been in my room the night before terrified me. I quickly told her no, you can't come up here right now. But she smiled and said I can go anywhere. I told you I was in your room last night. At that moment, fear took over. I bolted out of my room and rushed to find security guard. Reckless, I told him about the woman and what she had said. The guard looked at me with a serious expression and asked, "Did you exactly see her?" I nodded. The guard then said something that shook me even more. "You are not the first. Many guests who stay here had already seen experience." I was horrified. Without wasting any second, I ran to the room where my workers were staying and told them we need to leave. This place is haunted. I grabbed my things and then we all left. I ended up staying at one of my workers' house for the rest of my time in Texas. After that experience, I'm terrified of booking hotels. I will never forget what happened in that room.